Hey everybody, welcome back to Nico Brothers. We're out here working on our 2022 Ford Bronco, and it's time to get this thing taken apart. We had the opportunity to buy some parts, and we actually reached out to Rough Country, and they hooked us up with a 5-inch lift. So basically the game plan is to tear this thing down first. We're basically put on jacks, put on some blocks, make sure it's sturdy, get under there, take apart the suspension, fully take it off and see what we need, see what we don't need. Hopefully we got everything that we need to get this thing off the trailer, because we're still on there and our forklift's down, so we can't get inside the shop. But hey, there's a will, there's a way, and we'll make it happen. Not everybody has a forklift, so we're kind of making a scenario if you don't have a forklift, because that's what happened to us too. We're down, so that thing breaks a lot, but it's part of life.
So pretty much we're gonna get hopefully the front end, get this thing rolling. All those parts should have come in today. If they don't, then we'll get to it where we can. But let's go ahead and let's take apart the front end and see what Rough Country parts we can install and get this thing rolling.
Hopefully. There's still a lot in the rear too, but we'll start in the front. So I got my jack there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing on blocks, get it secure so I can go underneath it without feeling the danger of getting squished. So definitely be safe, precautious, get some more blocks and get it up there. That way I can take it apart and not worry about it. All right, so what do we have going on here? So the axle definitely popped out and just kind of laying around. We'll see that's probably damaged inside. Tie rod end completely snapped off, but hopefully the inner tie rod end is okay, and it actually feels pretty good. Lower control arm destroyed that spindle. I mean, that is in pieces right there. So we'll definitely take all that apart, but hopefully our transfer case is okay. And we'll just take off the plastic pieces. We'll start digging into it. Hopefully we won't find any cut wires. This looks like an optional piece right there. Kind of interesting. But overall, not too bad. But let's keep breaking down. This side actually looked okay anyway with the wheel. You know, the whole tire and wheel is there, so that was the one side that's okay-ish. So like I said, we'll take it apart, keep all our bolts together, and keep going and see if finding more hidden damage. Okay guys, this side is definitely a little tighter. The wheel is against my trailer, so that's why it's not ideal to work on a trailer. But hey, there's a will, there's a way. I'm probably just gonna disconnect the lower control arm from the upper control arm, just take the whole spindle with the tire off. Might be a little tighter, but hey, it's the only way I can see to get this off without repositioning everything. So hopefully that'll work out and I stay safe. Let's get it done. Alrighty guys. Whew, a lot of work going on, getting it done though. Wheel is off, there's a lot of damage on this side, but surprisingly the tie rod end is just fine. That feels solid, looks pretty straight. That is part of the design right there, so don't worry about that. My spindle is definitely ripped into pieces, so that completely came apart. But hey, it rolled 5 to 6 times, but the people survived and the shell actually looks really good. So surprisingly, it's a good cage inside. It's just some suspension parts got destroyed, which is okay. We'll get that replaced. We'll keep going. We'll check it out. Overall, the frame rail looks fine. Nothing too far in there. Even the upper control arm looks okay. But I definitely got to replace that sway bar link, take all that apart. axles, lower control arm. Oh yeah, all of it. Just gonna take it all apart. Let's keep going. All right guys, so basically I gave that a bath. Looks like all the bad parts are off. We'll let it dry off a little bit and then we'll see what kind of good parts we have to install. So while that's still, you know, running down, let's go ahead and open up the boxes and see what we got inside. Oh yeah, 5-inch lift. Should be pretty good. I'm excited. This thing is gonna look great. Oh boy. Got some big boxes here, that's for sure. Okay. So, forward access, rough country, lifted, new heights, incredible upgrades, 100%. 2021 Bronco, same for 2022. Look at that, I have instructions, what to do. Dang, that's definitely a lot of parts. But luckily we have the spindle is what we need, so that's awesome. Sorry guys, I don't know if you can see that or not. So look at that, we got pictures, we got instructions. Step 18, step 30. All right, we're gonna have fun. It's definitely step 42, step 54. There's a lot. This might take a minute, but hey, nice things take time and good things are worth fighting for. So we're gonna have fun doing that. Like I said, I'm just gonna open it up real quick, make sure all the parts are here, and see what we get done today. It's already like 7:30, getting kind of late, sun's setting, but we'll see. I don't know, we'll check it out. So let's check out what we have going on the inside once we got the fender liner off. And honestly, it looks brand new. I would say really good condition, considering what it's been through. ABS pump looks awesome, untouched. All my ground wires look solid. So that's really nice. Happy that that's all kind of looking how it's supposed to be. There's a bunch of wires and computers tucked under there. They look okay. Frame looks fine. Still my inner tie rod end to replace. That's not a big deal. Actually went to the dealership and got one of those. I'll get that swapped out. So going underneath the car, carefully. My intercooler looks fine, brackets look untouched, so that's really good news. Cross member looks okay, my belts are still on there. That's nice. A lot more damage could have happened. I can see a little bit of oil over there. So I definitely need to check out what's going on here. It could have been where my axles popped out and a bunch of oil came out, but we'll have to see. Hard to say right now. I honestly don't see any cracks, but I am gonna go ahead and wash that off and make sure no oil is coming out anywhere. Make sure my differential's okay, because it definitely took a beating. But obviously a lot easier to see. Oil pan looks fine further down. Nice. That's good news. Got my steel wheels holding it up. Looking good. All right guys, went ahead and replaced my tie rod end and that looks good. So I think this side is completely, all the bad parts are taken off and ready for assembly. Let's check out the other side. As you can tell, this side, the passenger side, the strut is bent, so I'm gonna have to replace that. Called the dealership and they have one, so I'm gonna get that going. And then also my seal doesn't look so good over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace that one as well. I don't want anything leaking. But other than that, minor things, looking pretty good. Let's talk about the lift kit. Got it all unboxed and looking good. Beautiful rough country lift kit. I mean, this thing is definitely gonna change the look of it. It's got some instructions. So it looks like I got all the parts here. Big old spindles. Like I said, we need these even to get it off the trailer. Got the rear, got the front. Should be fun. I mean, this is definitely gonna be kind of a big job, I would say. I think you have to cut the cross members and stuff to actually get this one installed. So once you go, there's no going back. But hey, why would you want to? Might as well make it look good and unique. And we'll get all these things in there, make it look good. Oh yeah. But before we mess with the lift kit, let's go ahead and finalize our last pieces. I got that seal right there. So this is gonna be fun to replace. Might as well get that going. Nothing leaks, and there's my strut. Of course, I gotta put my spring on there and everything, so I gotta decompress that one. It's not too bad, kind of dangerous, gotta be careful. But we'll get that going. It'll be a lot easier to do it now before I put everything together and be in the way. So shouldn't be too big of a deal to get that apart, swapped out, be ready like the other side, and ready to build up. There's the old seal, out with the old, and let's go into the new. You can tell the bottom is definitely messed up, and that will leak, and we don't want that happening. All right, there we go. Got the new seal on there. Very snug fit. Basically, we got a big old socket, went over it and got that snapped on there. Looking good, moving forward. Got the new strut with the spring attached to it. There's the old one. Hit, damaged, whatever way you want to look at it. So that's looking good, but I'm gonna hold off to it before I install that because I know I still need a spacer on top. That's gonna go there, so that's fine. Could probably even take off the other side, but time to install the goodies. Obviously we're not gonna be that high, but man, that looks kind of cool. That is like lifted like that. Plenty of space to work on. Whew. Let's get it done. All right, got the saws all ready. Getting ready to cut these cross members. Get this thing lowered, looking good. Oh yeah. Okay, you got it. There it goes. Now we have clearance to drop it. Wow, that's really loose. Just that one bolt?
Two bolts.
Yeah, there's a bolt there, and we'll get this thing on. All right, guys, good news. Front diff just came out just like that, not a big deal, and that cross member is cut, ready to go. But unfortunately, we got some bad news. We're looking at it and we found some hidden damage. I washed away everything and I made sure to wash away the oil because I thought it was coming from the front diff, but actually I seen it again. So I was like, man, where's this coming from? And we just found the problem. Our oil, basically casement is cracked. So oil pan is cracked.
Simple technology.
Dang, kind of sucks, but check it out. You can see it clearly from right here. There it is, a little hairline crack. It must have got hit during the rolls. Dang. We looked into it, so basically getting a new one's gonna take over a week. So by the time we get one, we're just in the middle of it, everything's out, we wanna move forward. So the game plan now is to take it down, drain all the oil, take it off, and weld it. Basically see if that holds. If it holds, awesome. If not, we'll just order a new one and replace it later. But we just can't stop. Too much going on right now to put everything on hold. We gotta get this off. So we'll fix it. I think it'll be fine, honestly. We just cut the cross member, so that little hairline, we can definitely get it welded. We have a aluminum welder. Shouldn't be a problem, and we can move forward. But like I said, if it is a problem in the future, we could always replace it. That's fine. Let's get it done. Let's get that off, and I can keep getting this lift on, right, Evan? Let's keep going. Whatever. It is what it is. Bad news, but hey, ain't gonna stop us. We're gonna keep going. Some dark oil. Definitely needs an oil change, but
Probably
hey.
never had an oil change.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little miles, so. Dang. Well, at least it's got oil. That's good. This way we'll be able to look around, check it out, make sure nothing else is wrong, but so far that's all I've seen. Nothing? Sounds like you're missing a bolt, Ivan.
Where?
I don't know, just sounds pretty solid.
Give me a better screwdriver.
Yep. Careful.
No.
There it goes. No more hidden damage.
Ta-da!
There it is. Yay. Still fairly new. So there's our crack right there. We could just grind it and weld it from both sides. So now I have to go ahead and clean apart the engine oil pan gasket. Make sure it makes a nice clean seal later. So that's the before, and I'll show you the after in a second. All right guys, it's already getting dark outside, but I got it cleaned up. I'll show you that in a bit. Ivan's done with the other side, the oil pan, so let's go ahead and check that out and get these things mated back together. Okay, that looks great. Ivan did a good job. Also got it cleaned up, so that'll hold. Oh yeah. Not the prettiest, but hey, battle scars usually aren't, but it'll hold. It's nice to have an aluminum welder. Let's go ahead and get this thing mated back together. Alrighty guys, so last night got kind of crazy. It was super dark, but hey, we wanted to get it done. But then it was supposed to rain in the morning and we weren't finishing, so we went ahead and pulled the trailer inside the shop. It was definitely a tight squeeze, but we got it in. This way I'm able to just clean up a little bit, get reorganized, get all my stuff laid out, know where we're at, make sure we have everything going right, and get a nice clean lift kit installed. So we got the front cross member already in, as well as the back. Front differential is welded up and looking good. I mean, our oil pan is welded up. Our front differential is fine. So to drop it to get out of the way. So it's pretty close right there. But hey, it's looking good. Now we can move forward and get this thing installed. Hopefully get the front end done. Definitely been a project so far with hidden damage, but hey, happens in life. Sometimes you face things and you got to keep going. You just can't quit and get it done. And we get this thing restored. We knew it was a big project when we took it on. And it's gonna be a big project, so let's just keep going and get this front lift kit installed. And alrighty, there we go. Got my wheel bearings, actually really good, surprisingly. That's nice. Fortunately, my axle is not good, so I have to buy a new one, but it's Saturday. Dealerships are closed. It's already a little late, I guess. So I don't know what to do about that one. It's unfortunate, but it is coming together. Check it out, there's the new spindle, looking great. It's basically just sitting there by itself right now. Look at that. Wheel bearing feels good, but my axle is missing. But I can install that later, it's whatever. I'm gonna keep going and do what I can with what I have. And just have to get another axle later. It is what it is. Let's keep moving forward. So there's our original rotor. I'm gonna go ahead and churn it, basically shave off both sides and make sure it's good and nothing's wrong with it before I install it. Because everything else looks like it's fitting in nicely. Got my tie rod end in. That came in perfect. Check out that shock. I mean, the shock looks straight. Everything else looks kind of weird. There's just a lot going on. And that spacer looks like it's pointing this way, but hey, it had good instructions. It said look at the cap kind of thing. I'm gonna tell you which one's which. So if you look at it, it says P for passenger, the other one said D for driver, and that's the side that has to stick out. So it was nice they labeled it because it gets kind of confusing with what's what. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that is looking good. My next problem is my wheel's gonna be like all over that trailer. I guess it shifted during my lifting up and down, so that's gonna be a next problem, but worry about that later. Let's go ahead and turn my rotor, get that on, get my caliper on. My axle is an issue, but I still should be able to drive without it. We'll see. Make sure you check out roughcountry.com. They have a huge selection from suspension, lighting, interior, exterior, wheels, tires, steering, drivetrain, performance parts, just even lifestyle, even UTV, ATV parts. With lifetime warranty, quick shipping, no time to lose, go ahead and check out their website and get yourself some parts today. Nice. Came out really clean. Both sides turned out beautiful. Brake lathe came in clutch, so I'm happy about that. Unfortunately, the other one is definitely cracked and we're not going to be able to save it, so we do need to buy one, but hey, we just saved about $100 by turning this one and still got plenty of meat on it. That is a big old rotor right there, so that's nice. Now we can get that mounted and move forward. Alright guys, after thinking about it, I actually went ahead and put my axle on there. I was able to take my boot apart, put it back together, and this way I won't leak my front differential fluid and I can still roll it around. I am probably going to most likely have to order one, but I called around and nothing local, nobody has anything, so that'll work for now. So this side is basically done. Unfortunately, I'm way too close to the trailer. It must have been when I was jacking it, things fell, whatever. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and then just try to shift this car over. That'll be fun. But let's go ahead and knock out the passenger side. All right, so this side came together a lot easier, I would say. It took me about 30-40 minutes. I mean, I still have to lock down my bolts and stuff, but overall, it's nice when you have all the parts, everything is there, all the tools are laid out, and nice and easy. So that wasn't bad at all. But like I said, now I have to get this over as close as I can, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this tire on, because this side will fit, but it's gonna be as close as I can, so I'm gonna jack it up in the center and then just ratchet it over, maybe tie it to something, so I could shift this whole car over to this side. And then I can see what it looks like with the wheels on. That'd be great. Let's do it. A few hours later, and got it on. Basically had to pry it and wrench it and ratchet it, but you know, I'm gonna skip all that. You guys don't care about it. We got it on. That's what matters. And check it out. Wow, that is not on jacks. That jack isn't holding. That is just the lift kit itself. Dang. Beautiful. This side I'm a little close. I think I'm already rubbing, but whatever. Had to do what I had to do. Just get that tire on. It was definitely a squeeze. But check out that wheel gap. Oh yeah. We have room for a lot bigger tires now. I mean, these things are babies now compared to what we can have. So we'll put some big old wheels and tires on it. That'd be sweet. We're looking good. Alright guys, that's all the time for this episode. Huge shout out to Rough Country for hooking us up with the lift kit. Man, this Bronco is going to be a beast for sure. There's still a lot of work ahead of us. We still have the rear end, frame, differential, not to mention the body, or, you know, it's all good. We'll get to it. But make sure you guys check out NegroBrothers.com. Check out roughcountry.com. We'll leave a link down below in the description. Thanks guys, and we'll catch you next time.